Everyone is here who we're expecting. We thought Dennis was going to be a little late, but as we begin, those who wish are invited to join in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Time being 6:02, I will open the regular session of the Milton School District, of the Milton Budget Committee, which is a continued presentation of the Milton School District 2018-2019 budget, beginning with introductions and roll call of Budget Committee members and Secretary. From my left,
Sherry Gazer, Secretary.
Dennis Williams.
Peg Hurd.
Andy Ross and Board of Selectmen's rep.
Bob Carrier.
Larry Brown,
Erin Hudson.
Stan Nato.
Sean Perot.
Thomas McDougal.
and for the school board. From
Earl Sussman, school superintendent. I wanted to let you know, Doug Shute, I talked to him before I came. He's recouping well. I gave him a state put order. I purposely told him at 5, so he wouldn't make a bed rush out. And he sends his best, and he's hoping to be back soon.
Laura Noseworthy, School Board.
Upstairs School Board.
Zane Poth, senior at noon.
what? Louder.
Zane Poth, senior at noon.
Okay. Who? Superintendent. You wish to
Okay.
speak more? Do I speak more of introduction for your student?
Zane is our student rep that comes to the school board meeting often, and he actually is one of the students under the VOC. One of the people on the school board had asked about that, and he has an ELO, which you might want to tell him just 1 second about that, the one that you're working on now.
I am currently working on ELO to assist teach at the elementary school math and science. I've already gotten to the process of scheduling it and setting it up. So for the rest of the year, I'll be doing that.
ELO is one extended learning opportunity.
Yeah. One of the things, he's one of the students that I work with for college, and one of the things, and I won't take a lot of time, they look at how students aren't like other students who spend their whole life having the same hair, the same pants and all that. So when you write your essays and everything, they look at how you're unlike students, and one of the things this working does, the ELO does, is give you actually hands-on experience. So, thank you.
Then there's only one thing needful before we start, and that is all together. Come back soon, Doug.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Come back soon, Doug.
I'm getting all together. Yes, Doug. We miss you.
Okay, looking here, we have one final little bare bones squeeze. Nate had worked with us on this, and we sent this out to the school board and to the committee, and there's 2 other minor changes in there. There's a conference reduction of 600 out of line, Nate, in the essay report.
Page 13. Actually, it's on page 12, but you'll see in the notes. That's what I'm cutting out on page 13.
There's the ASBO.
Aswell conference for 600.
And the other is 150 from...
What line number, Nate?
100, 2320,
Yes.
53200, and then all zeros.
The very bottom one on page 12,
Uh,
but the note is on page 13.
The line itself's on page 12, the note is on page 13.
You're on the new one?
Gotcha.
Okay.
oh, the new one. Oh, God, no. Jeez.
Okay, I'm looking at the 12/19, 113.44 p.m. print. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And then under the school board expense, there is a reduction in that category of, just for clarity for the secretary, that changes.
Yep. It goes down to 800 on that line.
Is there an extra copy of that floating around?
I thought I gave one. Sorry.
I put it,
There was
I put them
no
up
chair
there.
here when I sat down.
Oh, that one. Oh, I wasn't meant this.
No, we got plenty of those. Thank you very much.
There's an updated.
I'll leave the Dennis too. Did you
Get
get
one too?
Yes.
You do need one?
No, I gave one.
You got one?
Okay, thank you.
I actually got two.
Okay, and then the other adjustment
You-
is 150 from MES, and Nate will give you the line.
On the page.
Supplies.
That one's on
supplies.
page 14. Line number 100, 2410, 56100-1.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Okay, elementary supplies, and what is that?
It's getting cut 150. We're looking at $5,850 on that line.
Okay, so then the final total of the school budget, proposed budget for 28-29 going to your cheat sheet here. Nate? It says the Jerry Lewis telephone. What's your final tally?
The final tally with grant expenditures taken out is $9,937,322.75.
Okay, you want to repeat that? That's not on anywhere here.
Yeah, it is. Peg.
On the
Oh
back
my
page is the
God.
original, right?
Okay.
On the back of the page is the original?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's this one.
That was the fall, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
On the front page, it says 27-28 budget. This is the 2018-2019. This is the new tally.
Proposed.
Yeah. Proposed. Yeah.
proposed,
Nate is?
$9,938,072.75, yes?
And that's not what,
That one's getting changed.
That is getting changed.
to?
$9,937,322.75.
You get rid of change here.
For a total decrease of
$50,025.40.
and the percentage decrease is 0.50, which is a 0.5% decrease budget to budget. So we, as we talked about, in lieu of all the mandates, the health insurance increases, the retirement, all the things we talked about with the town and you talk about every year, those required increases, all of the CBA and other contracts that were approved with the superintendent and board, despite all of that, and providing opportunities for the students, we have a $50,000 decrease in the budget and a 0.5% decrease. Turning the page over to the default budget, we have, again, the proposed budget 2018-2019 is, Nate again is the same one we hopefully put on the front of this, which is
$9,937,322.75.
the default budget is the same as we stated. It's right there, that stays the same. And the differential increases a little bit more to in my head, a little over 113. Correct?
$123,047.87.
123, is that 113?
Yeah, I have 113.4787.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I typed the wrong number.
See, sometimes our heads are beat the computer.
It's that migraine of mine.
All right. Nate, can you repeat it, please?
$113,047.87.
Thank
Just
you.
the difference.
Okay, so that, I would again like to thank the hard work, the staff and the administrative team, then the school board, and then the great questions brought out by all of the BC. And a lot of you, during the time of last week to now, have either come into the school or emailed and asked various questions. And this is an ongoing thing. We're really trying every year to reduce staff, cut back, and do more with less. Some of you brought up some excellent points, and they're actually, Tom brought up a couple points on the elementary staff, things like that. It isn't anything that we're not pursuing and taking a close eye on. As time goes on, we have 6 more months, and it becomes clearer the amount of students you have and where certain programs are going to go. And we're sharing things, trying to share things with as far as other schools, and the same changes and restructuring that we did from the time the budget was crafted to the end of the year, we're going to be working on now. And the goal, my strategic goal is every year to try to reduce some staff, plan ahead, make some changes, and keep things where they are. I mean, as far as the last line, the bottom line. So that takes scrutiny. And you folks have brought up some good points on where to look, where to go, where to pursue it from here. So, it's very helpful for us. And it's a team where the board, the townsfolk, this helps us all plan ahead, and it's a constant 12-month thing. Unfortunately, now is kind of the drop dead date, but it doesn't mean this ends. In order for it to be decreased for next year or flat for next year, the work doesn't end now.
Just for clarity, so if we go back and put the federal money back in, and the new number is going to be $10,063,114.75?
We had 10, 292, 940, 80.
Well, I took the 125,792 and added it to the 9,937,322. That's what I came up with, unless I made an error. So what's your 10 what?
Well, if you take the 9.9, the new number, and I just added the full amount of the federal grants, which is the 355,618.
Okay, so basically what I want to know is you're proposing for the number on the ballot?
That was the
10 million.
Yeah, I just accidentally. It's gonna be 10,292,940 and 80 cents.
That's what I got.
That's the growth.
Okay, and that's $50,000 less than last year's budget.
Well, If you add the federal projects back in, it's 125,000 less.
Well, we're gonna go apples for apples.
So apples to apples, yes, 50,000.
One more question. What was it that the school gave back to the town for, the year that just closed in June? What was the monetary value of the money that came back to the town?
$130,650.
$130,650.
Yep.
Which majority of that got eaten up? That was after warrant
That
articles?
was after warrant articles.
What was it prior to warrant articles?
200,000. Hold on a second. $205,650. I don't know yet.
Go ahead, ask him anything, anything. Impressive. Rattling numbers right off. Good job, Nate.
And that, once the audit's done for the SAU, that's getting closed and dissolved, and we'll be getting our 43% share of that.
And that money will go where?
That'll go back to the taxpayers.
Any idea of rough numbers?
Rough numbers, around 100,000. I anticipate a little bit more, but
That's fine.
it's hard for me
Until
to
the
say.
audit's done.
Yep.
Because again, even with having the other districts at the time, we kind of restructured some things and began to prepare for this year. So we were able to
Okay.
come up with some extra money.
Mr. Chairman, I spent many hours going through this since the last meeting, and every year I say the same thing. It's a bottom line budget. We can go through line by line, we can make suggestions. They are the people that know where it really can come from and where it can't. If the board is willing, I will make a motion to accept this new number. I think it's fair. It's going in the right direction. Hopefully we can continue going in that direction without losing any services years to come. So I'll make that motion.
Which other way?
We
So
have,
the motion, the number you want for $10,292,940.80, because that's the number that'll be on the ballot.
that would be the motion. That would be for the Budget Committee's number for the 2018-2019 proposed budget, which, to say it again, $10,292,940.80. We have a motion by Stan, second by Aaron, discussion by the committee. I will start from my left. You qualify as Sean for tonight's meeting. Dennis.
Yes.
Just any discussion?
Oh, no.
No, any other discussion?
The only thing I
Okay.
would like to say, I totally agree with Stan. I usually use my wife as my sounding board. She's my reason. And, you know, it is obvious that you guys have a plan. And it's not going to happen in 1 year. It's going to take a little bit of time. But to Stan's point, it's headed in the right direction. I don't see any reason why we would not vote for this.
Just a quick comment. I was just going to reflect that as well. That's all we asked for as a school board, is exactly what Stan just said. He looked it over line by line, saw where things are going. It's the same thing we ask the public to do every single year until they show up and scream at us at the deliberative session. That's all we ask. And I'm glad that people see exactly what we're doing and where we're putting money. So thank you very much.
You know, it's $50,000 less than last year. I think the board has worked hard with us. I mean, I can remember years ago when it was a lot more of a drag-out fight. There was more smoke and mirrors and see who could pull over what on who. And I'm appreciative that it's not that way no more. I know some people aren't going to be happy with this number, but we also got to figure out what is the right thing to do. And, you know, I know we have a motion, but with Nathan, I looked at everything that he does for a task, and I look at everything he has now to do for a task. All right? And I'm saying to myself, would I do it for that? I probably couldn't do it, but
You might.
but I'm just saying, he took on quite a bit, and I'm assuming there was no complaining. No, he's working as a team member. So So I don't feel that we should beat them up anymore. You know,
Agreed.
the secretaries are another issue.
Oh.
No, I'll take that back. I'll retract that.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I will add to that, that we are looking at 3% for third-party vendors that can't be controlled by the school board or by the town. We're looking at 6% on electric rates going up, and we are still looking at an unstable world oil supply. And that I just thank the committee and the school board for its work. I will
We
stop.
haven't done the vote yet.
I will stop talking. Ask for any other comment, Tom.
I like Stan and probably most of us on the board here. Hard look at this. The only other way I can see that we come up with any substantial reductions is reduction in staff, which I've emailed the superintendent a little bit about, and I don't know that's in the right interest of the kids. Because you also got to remember, not only are we duty to the taxpayers to have a reasonable budget, but you can't cut so much that you're hurting the kids' education. And I think we're just about there. I got to defer to the school board that they're got the proper staff.
Okay.
One more quick question.
Paul.
Based on what we were saying too, and it's, Earl's really been a genius when it comes to this as well, because we're not cutting staff. Okay, we need to cut, but when staff does leave, unfortunately, when that happens, they find a way to make it work. To, okay, well, let's adapt this person, do this, take over part of what they did, and have this person fill in the role, do more of that role, so we don't have to fill that position, and it still works. And he's been amazing at doing that. First time, I mean, this is my 5th or 6th year on the board, and he's been incredible at that. So we have a really good person this year for superintendent. It shows. So thank you.
And I'd like to say something. You say this year. That's something that we need to be careful of too, is turnover. You know, I mean, we really can't. When we were talking about Nate's salary the other night and the turnover, Peg and I talked about. I mean, you can't have that turnover.
It kind of explains our pay raises a little bit.
You know, Yeah. it's hard on the kids. It's hard on the staff. You know, the continuity needs to be there.
I just saw the big sign at Spalding, now looking for paras.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lots and lots and lots of paras.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
okay, let's keep ours.
Yeah, they just finished, I don't know if they ever hired all the custodians, but they had big signs looking for custodians too. And bus drivers, I'm sorry. They're looking for everything.
And I'll call the vote.
Yeah, that Chair, just add one more thing. And if you haven't noticed, I read a lot. I really enjoy the potential of public education. And I am hoping that once that delicate balance of chemistry and the clean and lean fit for staff and students, we have the potential for being a district that goes back to its original founding when Vassar and Harvard were competing to bring their teachers into this district in 1890, to be a magnet and a draw for public education in this area. End of call the vote. From my left, Dennis?
I'll try it again, yes.
I thank you again.
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
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 Stan? Sean?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Okay, that takes us through item 2, takes us through item 3. It takes us halfway through item 4. The process summary we have each spoken to on the school board and budget committee side. I believe that moves us to a discussion of the warrants as presented by the school district. And who on the district side would like to speak to those? A lot of it is a boilerplate. to the inhabitants, first session, second session, Article 1, election of officers, and then we get to Article 2, which is,
You just voted on that. So.
yes, but this Article 2, my presumption is that the school district will change the detail here so that it,
Doesn't matter?
I'm
No,
not.
so we just changed it now.
Okay.
No.
So we gotta change it.
Yeah, so that the figure which was voted on by this budget committee of $10,292,940.80 will appear 1, 2, 3, 4 in lines 4 and 5, replacing the figure that is there. And my presumption is that the school board has taken a vote also for this figure of $10,292,000.
Can vote right now.
Has the school board called itself into meeting?
They're right here, right now, we have four on.
I called the school board into session. We do have a quorum. Sorry, what was the question again?
We are in temporary recess for your convenience.
Okay, you guys are in temporary. So what was your question? What do you want to
The question is,
Approve the new number.
the number that has been presented by the school board and which has been voted, agreed to
Okay.
by the budget committee is $10,292,940.80. So the motion would be, shall the school board,
Okay, shall the school board approve $10,292,940.80 to be
the
the actual amount put in Article 2?
and-
That's your motion.
and-
That's my
I
motion.
second your motion.
Okay, thank you.
and
All in
it will-
favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And it will be the proposed budget for 2018.
Now you gotta change the default too.
Yep.
Yeah, no, the default needs to be changed to, what was the default?
292,940.
I'm sorry, go slowly.
10,292,000.
That's the regular budget. The default is 10 million.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 million, is it 10,050,372.62?
10,050,000 is without the federal projects.
Right, I was
So
gonna
that number's
say.
gonna stay the
I'm
same.
just going through the motion.
Oh, okay, so that number is, so the correct number for the default is
Yeah.
10,531,780.62?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Whoa, I'm sorry.
Vote for-
10 million,
It's in the paper, Larry, right there, it's
it
correct.
doesn't mean that I read it. Oh, okay. 10,531,760.62. Okay, that's the default. Thank you. Okay, then my ear went off. Did you have your vote and did you have your approval for that? Okay, then the question to the Budget Committee, presuming that the school board stands in recess at the moment, is, does the Budget Committee recommend the appropriation in Article 2, which is the proposed budget of,
We voted on that.
which, and proposed budget and the default budget. Do we recommend that appropriation?
Mr. Chairman, does this where it says note, doesn't that have to change? After you take out
That
the,
will change.
that will change as well?
Yeah.
Okay, because it says after you take that out, this is what the real number's gonna be.
Yeah.
That will change.
Okay, to the number we just agreed on.
The 937.
Okay.
All we're voting on is the 10,292,940.
Yeah, well, the only thing is, when you take it out, this is the new number, that's gotta be the same as that.
But we already voted on that, so
Yeah.
that-
And that's just informational.
9-0.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's, the note is not the legal text of the
Yeah.
I
article.
know, but I see a different number there.
So we already have a
Okay.
9-0 vote on this, so anyway.
Right, is there, then we need a motion to recommend the appropriation?
That's
Stan?
fine, I'll make it.
I'll
Stan.
second it.
Stan, okay, moved, seconded, to recommend the appropriation of Article 2. Any further discussion? Okay, on the vote, starting from my left, Dennis?
Yeah.
Okay. Peg?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Aye.
Sam? And the chair votes aye. The Budget Committee recommends the appropriation 9-0. Article 3 would, Paul, you have been here for several times on this Article 3. Would you just speak to how that money is used?
Should read it first, sorry.
Shall the Milton School District vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $5,000 to purchase library media for the Newt High School and library? This is a special warrant article.
Yeah, it's just basically, I think, Nathan, is update subscriptions, new release books, that kind of, just to keep the library current with the times.
It's on every year.
So
And
every
it's on.
single year, yes. Yep, so-
Stan just finished her
Yeah,
sentence.
it keeps it current every year, and you'll see it again next year.
I'll make a motion to recommend.
Second.
Thank you, Sean. Moved and seconded to recommend the appropriation of Article 3, $5,000. Any other discussion? Then on the roll call, Dennis.
Wait, a discussion or what?
Discussion.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Peg, yes.
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean?
Aye.
No,
Okay.
Dennis didn't vote because you were talking discussion to him.
That's okay, we'll come back to that.
Would you like to end my discussion and have your vote, sir?
Sure.
Yes. Thank you. And Tom down at the end. Thank you. Article 3.
And chair?
Yeah, and the chair votes.
Aye. That would recommend the appropriation 9-0. Article 4.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair. Just a quick comment on the rest of the articles, Articles 4 through 8. We listed these in here in order of importance or in need. So, because these are all gonna be, supplied from the unreserved, the fund balance, the
So
surplus.
what you're saying is this is
So-
in order of how they're gonna get paid if the
Right.
funds are there?
Correct.
If they're-
And obviously, special ed's number 1 on our list, and then it goes down from there. So just keep that in mind as we go through
Yeah.
these.
If there are 5 articles and they get $2 each, you spend $10. If there's only $8 left, number 5 doesn't get
There
funded.
you go. And I think Paul said it very succinctly last time. The only one that involves new funds is number 3, which we just spoke about. 4, the other ones here do not involve new funds, which I know from doing this many years, everybody goes in there and says, well, what's the increase on the budget, and what's the increase on each of the things that they have there, and they add a roll up. So here, you got a 0.5% decrease, and then anything they choose to vote yes on, 4 through 8, they have a choice about. So they're not committing to any new tax funds.
Yeah. I will, we are running so nicely. I will read Article 4. Shall the Milton School District vote to raise and appropriate up to the sum of $50,000 to be placed in the expendable trust fund for the education of educationally disabled children established in 2011, with such amount to be funded from the June 30th, 2018 unreserved fund balance, parenthesis, surplus, available on July 1st, 2018. This is the first of the rest, and both Paul and the superintendent have said this will come out of monies which may exist in the present budget once all expenses are accounted for, effective July 1st, 2018. The school board recommends the appropriation. Is there a motion from the Budget Committee to recommend?
I'll make a motion to recommend Article
Second.
4.
Second by Tom. Is there any discussion?
I have a question.
Sean.
So how does that expendable trust fund work, just out of curiosity?
If there is a student, let's say, that we didn't plan for,
Okay.
and we cannot incur it
In the budget.
by moving, say we did some more restructuring and we were able to.
So this is an insurance policy. It's like a little kitty, so that
Ready to-
in the event that we get overwhelmed with this particular issue, we have something to go to try to
Right.
help with the revenue of it.
So not,
Yeah, and Bob brought it up. It's always an area of concern.
absolutely.
It's, you're always a heartbeat away.
Yep.
I've had situations where in rural areas in New York where somebody moves in and they have 4 kids and have different handicap conditions.
Hey, you know what page in this book has all the amounts?
Was
What's
that
in those accounts?
It was 125 or 150?
I want to get to that page and make sure we get it right.
45.
Thank you.
So I think you folks have really hit upon the importance of that one.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, people might read that and not really know, think, oh, they're automatically going to spend, 50 grand. But the idea is that's insurance in case something is, we didn't estimate before this, the idea.
Yeah, and you almost can't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And just for the record, it says 264,524 as a balance in there, but that's prior to a request, correct?
Yes.
Oh, that's all of them together, I'm sorry. All right, so it's 156, but didn't you say that there was a request in to take some money out of this? Was that?
Not out of that one.
No?
No, we looked carefully, as last year did unfold, and we were fortunate that we didn't have to.
And just for the record, what did we determine that if you had an extra child come in, what would be the monetary value to that?
They can vary from 30,000 to 200,000, like a Crotchet Mountain. The Crotchet Mountain facility is upwards of $200,000. I mean,
Per year?
yeah, they're in smaller districts in New Hampshire that they get one Crotchet Mountain kid, and they're smaller than us, and they get hit hard. I mean, incredibly hard. Because all it takes, the smaller you are, the more need a student like that it needs to go to Crotchet Mountain. It's like you're in a class and they're not, you don't have enough marks to make up for having a 10,
Do I remember correctly? They are doing primary, both prescriptive and envelope expanding work is it applied behavioral assessment on the autism scales? And that's you're in intense 1-to-1, 2-to-1 staff interventions, tremendously expensive. Okay, we have.
I will make a motion to recommend.
Okay, I think we.
Did we already have a motion?
Yes.
to recommend?
We may have.
We did? Okay.
Motion by Peg, seconded by
Okay.
Tom.
Yes.
I'll call the vote then.
Excellent idea. I'll call the vote. Okay. From my left.
Yes.
Dennis. Yes.
Peg,
Hey.
yes.
Andy.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Aaron.
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
And the chair votes aye. That would be 9-0 on Article 4. Article 5, shall the Milton School District vote to raise and appropriate up to the sum of $50,000 to be placed in the Milton School District Building Maintenance, Repair, Renovation, and Capital Project Reserve Fund, established in 2005 for the purpose of repairing and maintaining school buildings, with such amount to be funded from the June 30th, 2018 unreserved fund balance, parenthesis, surplus, available on July 1st, 2018. The school board has recommended this appropriation. Discussion has been that this is a declining access to any funds that may be available. Number 4 gets precedence. Number 5 comes in second. A motion for or against this appropriation.
I'll make a motion for it.
Okay, is second.
Second.
Second by Sean. Any discussion? Stan?
Nate, if I did my math correctly, the balance in that account right now should be roughly $59,691.
No, it's the 70. Oh,
No.
you mean currently?
Currently, because if you got 50,000 that still needs to go in from last year's warrant article,
Yep.
you have a request for 66,660.
Yep.
All right, and then add and subtract from the 76, it comes out to 59,691.57.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Correct.
So that's what the true balance is right now?
Yes.
Well, once this all happens.
Yep.
Okay.
Any major projects that you're feeling that another 50,000 is necessary?
Yes. The roof for the elementary school, the third phase is going to be due in the summer. That's about 32,000 for that one. There's a couple of minor ones. There's a security one.
The chimney.
The chimney,
Chimney on
the
Newt,
fence,
The concrete's falling out of the chimney in Newt, so.
the fence,
Yep,
and
the fence around there was something.
the vestibule. Is that? That was one too, right?
And then the paint mitigation on the SAU building.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of work, bunch of projects in the work.
Does the parking lot potholes fall into that as well?
Yeah, it's all part of maintenance, building maintenance, so yeah.
Alright.
Anything that comes up and breaks. Like 2 years ago, we found the oil tank buried in there.
And they have that water leak.
The water leak in the elementary school, that all comes out of this. Things we didn't see happening, so. No more digging around the schools.
Okay. No more discussion. Call the vote on Article 5, beginning to my left. Dennis?
Yes.
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Stan?
Yes.
Sean?
Aye.
Tom? And the chair votes aye. That would be 9-0, recommending Article 5. Article 6, shall the Milton School District vote to raise and appropriate up to the sum of $31,607.28 for the purpose of purchasing updated accounting software, with such amount to be funded from the June 30th, 2018 unreserved fund balance surplus available on July 1st, 2018. There is a note to Article 6 which says the current accounting software is 13 years old and is being phased out by the developers. The school board has recommended the appropriation.
I'll make a motion to accept Article 6.
By Peg, second
Second.
by Tom. Discussion from Stan.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
Sean,
No, go ahead.
I heard
For beauty.
Go ahead.
pearls before swine.
There you go. So the software, are we going to purchase from the same company that provided us with this current software?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's we are not getting charged for the license fee,
Okay.
as we typically would, and this 31,000 also includes the training for it, and it's hopefully won't take that much.
Well, that's why I was asking, because a lot, if you go from the same vendor, usually
Yeah.
the products are relatively similar and it's easy
They
to
are.
keep it out.
So I do not anticipate using all of that for training.
Okay.
And my question was, this is a new warrant article, because it's not part of this, any of the other fund balances, correct? I don't see on page 45 that it in here.
Could be under
Oh,
technology.
It's not a trust fund.
Okay, so this is just a
Warrant.
straight out purchase, okay. All right,
So the no means no laws that affects.
all right.
I had a thought about this. So for accounting software, do you have to have something special for that? Because from my experience, I've nearly mastered Excel and all sorts of other very adaptable softwares that are free. I'm just curious if it's absolute requirement to purchase a software to write down numbers.
And you're supposed to be on their side, right?
Yeah.
I fully admit that.
But it's an excellent question.
I did think about it.
He's got a free reign. He can do whatever he wants.
Keeps us honest.
There you go.
There is so much more that program does than write down numbers.
Okay.
I can't even begin to tell you. All this stuff wouldn't be possible without that.
Well, we have you, Nate, come on.
He could do it in Excel, there you go.
We believe in the student voice, right?
It's not your simple QuickBooks?
It's more or less, what you're saying it comes down to is the product that it creates is worth it.
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to show you.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Looks like an ELO.
Be careful what you volunteer for.
You learn to keep your mouth quiet.
Yes, Tom?
When are they gonna finally phase out and stop supporting your existing software?
I haven't been able to get a concrete number, a time frame, but the soonest I've heard is 2 years.
Okay, so my concern was if this didn't pass and you had to bring it up again next year.
My concern is if it doesn't pass this year, it'll be in the budget next year, so I can't go without it.
Okay, that would be.
I'm sorry.
In answer to the gentleman's question about Excel, Excel will do everything he's talking about, but the work to make Excel do what this does, it would be
I was just
unbelievable.
thinking about that. I was literally just thinking, oh, okay, so the program must do most of the work and make it much more.
It makes me look smart. Exactly.
It's working.
The question, I did not hear what system is on its way out and that Tom brought up. What is that? Something?
The system we're using now
Yes.
is it's called ProFund or ADS,
Mhm.
and it's ancient.
It's ancient and is going to be extinct in 2 years.
In at the earliest, yeah.
Okay. Question, is it fair to say that the list of 70 tasks that you have are very much integrated with the software? Would you like a different question?
Most of them, yes. Not all of them, but most of them.
Okay.
So, one final question. Have you visited any other comparable software, comparable, like, I realize that you're very comfortable with this program.
Yeah.
Have you looked at any other ones?
I have, and the closest one was 3 times this price.
Okay.
So I have tried to find alternatives.
Just had to ask.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Then, on Article 6, we have a motion to recommend the appropriation. Starting at my left, Dennis.
Peg, yes?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Yes.
Aaron? Stan?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. That is a vote of Budget Committee recommends the appropriation 9-0. Article 7, shall the Milton School District vote to raise and appropriate up to the sum of $25,000 to be placed in the Milton School District Technology Expendable Trust Fund established in 2007, with such amount to be funded from the June 30th, 2018 unreserved fund balance surplus available on July 1st, 2018. The school board has recommended the appropriation 5-0. May we have a motion for discussion from the Budget Committee?
I'll make a motion to approve
Second.
Article 6, 7, sorry.
And second by Aaron. Any general discussion from the committee?
Okay, right now there's $52,000, or well, should be $52,000 in that account, no pending payments. Can you give me a brief description of why we're gonna be up, $75,000 and what it's gonna be used for if necessary?
Clarification, that $27,000 includes the $25,000 pending.
All right,
So technically, we only have $2,055.
so that 25 is no longer pending. It can't be pending if it's in the total, in the balance.
We haven't officially recorded it, basically.
Okay, so what you're saying
We've
is,
given it to them, but it's not on the books yet.
all right, so the balance is 27,000.
Yes, including that 25.
Okay.
Yes.
And
So I'm back to my original, so now we're $50,000. What are we gonna spend $50,000 on?
It's basically to help alleviate the costs of our technology plan. from year to year when we're replacing computers.
Tell us to replace computers.
Yes.
And add software.
Is that for the students or?
That's for the whole district.
But more toward the MES in the middle school. Because the high school has had that extensive school improvement grant. And so, but it can only be spent.
For high school
The
students.
SIG grant, yeah.
Paul,
It's not in here, do we, the list of the computers we had by year? Some of the computers are like 2009 computers that students are still
yeah.
using. They're 8 to 9-year-old computers that the students are still using. So that's what part of this plan is all about, to actually like get them out of Windows 95 into like a new.
so remember, I am the person who makes your technology skills look better. Give me 3 or 5 things that technology expendable trust fund does besides buy a piece of machinery. It's down in the middle school, so you're buying machines for the students to use. You're buying specialized proprietary teaching programs. You're buying access to Power School, which I think is only on a high school basis.
No,
Our school's district-wide.
Okay, and
I think the main thing is, as we've indicated, that parents are concerned, you all are in the community, that they look toward the district to have the tech that kids can use, and the middle school and MES just will provide the funds for them, because we have had over $200,000 in the SIG grant, the school improvement grant, but those computers that we buy can only be used, the grant is only designed for them. So we can't use those funds for any other grades than.
What are we paying for a computer?
Depends on the grade.
Yeah.
They have
Average.
pads and all that stuff too.
Lenovo, what was,
Was it?
what did Jen
They start at
just
what,
come up with?
5 each or something?
I was
Depends on
thinking
the
of about
machines.
500. I
Yeah.
can't remember the top of my head.
And the faculty machines are a little bit more,
Yeah.
because they have to do.
Okay.
hand to
No,
my
just one more question, just I might clarify something. Did we buy any in this year, or the year just that ended?
That
For the computer lab at
was
MES.
the lab for MES.
Right.
How many was that?
Was it 26 is what I want to say it was.
Is that the
They
high
also-
school?
I think it was 24. Yeah, like
Was it-
24, I think it was.
These students are also doing their testing. It's not paper testing. When they have to do the
Yes.
statewide testing, it's actually on the computer. So we need to make sure that they have the computers to do that also.
It would be, it has some, Zane, I see your hand, yes.
Yeah, on the question of in general what we have and what we could use, it is my opinion. Right now, I know in a lot of the classes I take, such as the one your son's in with me, in Baker's room, she has plenty good computers. They're well kept, they're clean, they're functioning well. I think they're actually running Windows 7, which is not that far behind. And honestly, if you're asking me as a nerd, that's like one of the best so far, in my opinion. I miss my old Windows 7 computer. But that's what we're running in her room, and that's pretty much most of school-wide is Windows 7. The only differences I've noticed is with the new MacBooks we have, which are being torn apart, and I think that's more of a student issue. A lot of our portable laptops in school are being very quickly destroyed, and it's an issue. I don't think I've had one laptop in my hand that has not had missing keys on it.
And that plan covers for maintenance on as well, correct? We did,
Correct.
we wanted to make sure 100% before we did this, and we our agreements, that all that stuff is covered on the machine. So if the keyboards have a problem with missing keys, they get sent out, they get repaired as part of the purchase.
That's fine and dandy, but are we doing anything about what made the keys become missing?
Yes.
Yes.
We are.
Yeah.
Because that's the first step in my mind.
It's not happening to the MacBooks. For some reason, I guess MacBook keys are a little harder to rip off.
You guys ought to invite him more often.
He's
He's a very honest young man, and I got to commend him for that. I mean,
That's
yeah.
why he's here.
Peg herd.
We're looking to make this the best school in the community. We don't want to hear what we want to hear, we want to hear what we have to hear.
Yeah.
And you don't get better in anything if you're a coach or whatever. You don't tell somebody that, you know, they're doing a good job when they're not. You know,
Anyway.
you don't get
Peg,
better.
Peg Hurd, the school board mole on this side of the table.
Thank you very much. One of the things, the list that Jen Lovett, who's in charge of the SIG grant, put together of all of the computers in the high school. I mean, she had, because there are carts that go from room to room, and I mean, some of those computers, I can't even remember. Do you remember the dates on them?
Yeah.
I mean, they're old.
2009, 2008,
Yeah.
some of them.
So those are the ones that need to be replaced. And yeah, I mean, keys do fall off. But the MacBooks, they really want to replace all the Macs with Windows or with Lenovo. What are they? Lenovo somethings. Don't ask me. But Lenovo is the name brand.
I happen to have a Chromebook from Lenovo, and it has been tested to be able to be dropped from 3 feet. It can absorb 330 milliliters of liquid without destruction, and the keys cannot be removed.
That's true, and I grant you, Chromebooks look very pretty, but that would put way too much strain on our internet, because Chromebooks don't really hold that much drive data, so students would have to get everything via their Google Drives and whatnot, so that'd be a lot of back and forth. So if we were to put Chromebooks to replace, I think that we'd have to really amp up our server.
That was not the quote, though. That's not what they were looking at.
But
because of what you just said.
The Lenovo, as the manufacturer, has that kind of standard.
Call the vote.
Anyway, yeah, call a vote. Good job.
Down in the
Oh, you got another question?
Yes, sir.
I have a question. I asked a question yet on this.
All right, go ahead.
This article. Is this grant, is it only for computer technology, or is it technology in general? Somebody comes out with a cheap 3D printer that the art teacher wants to put in, that's technology.
Correct.
And it could be used for technology of that nature.
Correct.
Yes.
Little robots to be used in science or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Precisely, that's one that
Software.
Doug was always going for the 3D printing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then, any other discussion? We have a motion, we have a second. Article 7, recommending the appropriation, starting from my left on the vote. Dennis?
On the vote, yes.
Peg, yes.
Andy?
I'll vote yes with, let's keep what we have nice and get more. So yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Yes.
Stan?
Yes.
Sean? Aye. And Tom?
Yes.
Chair votes aye. Article 7, appropriation recommended, 9-0. Article 8.
Windows 7 is the best Windows operating system.
And it will still be going for at least two more years of support, I believe. Article 8. Shall the Milton School District vote to raise and appropriate up to the sum of $15,000 to be placed in the expendable trust fund for the school bus trust fund established in 1993, with such amount to be funded from the June 30th, 2018 unreserved fund balance surplus close parenthesis available on July 1st, 2018. The school board recommends the appropriation 5-0. The budget committee, is there a motion for discussion on Article 8?
Make that motion.
Tom moves. Peg?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Seconded by Peg. Discussion open on Article 8.
Mr. Chair, I just put everybody's attention to page 43, is the bus schedule of what we have, what we need, and number of miles on each, and it says on the bottom square of 2018 of what's coming up. So that's what we're looking at, to replace some of the buses that have 300,000 miles on them, so.
Yeah.
I guess my question is that part of the CIP?
The school district is not presently integrated into the CIP process of the town. Anyway, for those of you who may not have seen this, this is the 2018-2019 Milton budget background materials. Page 43 is the one that has bus schedules on it, their ages, and their mileage. Okay. Then, any other discussion on Article 8? My understanding is this will permit the district to continue to purchase buses on a regular schedule, keep them turned over and relatively new. Okay.
So I have one question.
Dennis.
How does this correspond with line item page 18?
Same thing. The buses.
Yeah, the bus 2710, 54410-1, the bus leases, and number 2. What's the correlation between the purchase, the warrant article for purchase, and the news portion for 1 minibus and 2 buses and 1 bus and 1 47,000 passenger bus for lease? You're buying and leasing?
No, we're currently just leasing right now.
So why is this warrant article?
So why do you need this warrant article for money that you don't have money, you don't have enough to spend it on? If you're leasing everything.
I believe the intent was to build that up a little bit so that when we get to like 2020, where we just need 1 van, we can just purchase it. We don't have to do the 5-year lease. So it's not that purchasing is off the table, it's just currently we're just doing leases. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. That, in that respect, it makes sense, but I don't understand why.
Like this, was it this past year we just bought that Caravan?
Yeah.
We bought the Dodge Caravan straight out, so we didn't have to do a lease on it. So that's done, paid for, clear, all done with it.
Because then if you look at the lines you were just pointing out, for example, 2020, if that's sustainable, we won't have anything in the budget. We'll just take it out of the warrant article.
Okay.
So,
It's just good budgeting.
Yeah,
You know, it's good
yeah,
planning,
we're saving
really.
now
It's,
to
it's just good.
purchase
It's
it
good
later.
planning. Is really what it is.
To have both a pre-purchase program and a lease plan, you think it's...
Well, the police department's doing the same thing.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is, it's good planning to, have this, the Article 8 is, really, it's the nest egg of 15 grand, and they're gonna build it up, and in 2020, they're gonna use that money and just buy it outright, instead of leasing it.
Okay, I agree that $15,000 isn't a whole lot of money. I totally agree with that. I'm just trying to understand why you're going both paths.
The police department does the same thing. If you remember the chief saying that the frontline vehicles are the lease vehicles, and the pickup truck and that one more was,
His car.
yeah, his car were purchased.
Yeah, but I think what he's trying to say, traditionally, when you looked at budgets for years, you did one or the other.
Right.
Either lease or bought. This is a crosswalk, like folks said, 2 in a bid or both. But I gotta tell you, first, I was thinking the same thing.
a question. When you are on a lease, you have certain requirements. What is your, are you looking at an interest rate? And are you looking at special requirements to maintain a certain collision damage coverage?
It's all the same. No, you can't carry it.
On the, is there a percentage premium you're paying on a lease?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
There is a line in here for transportation insurance.
That's for all of them, though.
Yeah.
200,
That's
yeah,
for the whole
so
fleet.
I'm assuming that it would cover everything then.
Well, the town's not big enough to self-insure itself, so...
No.
I'm sorry, what?
The town's not big enough to self-insure itself, so you have to have insurance no matter what.
Right, well, that's what I'm
it is.
saying, is to try to answer that question.
Right,
It
but he's
covers,
asking if there's a different rate. and
Right.
I don't know that.
Yeah, okay. Not important. I heard a question
Yeah,
on the
quick
right.
question. What percentage of students use the school buses?
I don't know the answer to that one either.
I'd say the vast majority, because I've been out with Tim
Well-
asking them, where do they walk from here, where do they walk from there? But I'll get that statistic.
Yeah, I was just
That's
wondering,
a
like,
very good question.
Growing up, there was a boundary, like a line, right? So if you lived in the line, you're hoofing it. If you lived outside the line, you got a ride, right?
Yeah.
When I grew up, they didn't stop at every house either.
That-
You had to walk down to a
You went
place.
up, you went up.
Yeah, we
Both
talked
ways.
in,
Uphill.
you know,
Both ways, yeah, one
there were
foot,
people saying,
one boot in the winter.
who don't get transported, you know, you go by my house
One.
anyway,
Just
can
one.
stop and pick me up.
This would be one of the examples in which federal legislation has, over time, starting from the end of World War II, gradually had an impact on the obligations of the school district to provide transportation. Can you get a rough number by figuring the number of students in a bus and the number of buses that you were running?
It's not that important to get that.
It's gotta be 80% or better.
Yeah, it has to be, because,
The buses are full.
I mean,
Yes.
Buses are
other than the houses right in this corridor right here, everything, Milton is so spread out that you
And
would,
no sidewalks and.
that you would have
yeah.
to, hey, do have sidewalks.
Well, not further out.
Ladies, gentlemen, please.
Did you just call you a lady?
Okay. We are on Article 8. We have a motion and a second with a recommendation to support. Any other discussion? Then on the vote from my left, Dennis.
Yep.
Peg?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Yes.
Stan? Sean?
Aye.
Tom?
Yes.
The chair votes aye. Article 8,
Number 9's nothing to do with us.
then.
Would you like an explanation for Article 9?
Yes.
We're just trying to include, for instance, Bob Adams' plow truck that he uses to maintain all the properties for the school. It was a 2005. So basically, that's including all buses, maintenance vehicles, et cetera, besides just a bus rotation schedule. We'd like to start putting his vehicle in. That truck is beat for, I mean, it's a 12-year-old truck, and
Don't you have a fairly new 1-ton, though?
there are two vehicles, but one of them is the pickup truck that's used to plow. They both use to plow, but, I mean, the pickup truck they use, I mean, it's more feasible to take the pickup truck sometimes somewhere as opposed to taking the 1-ton dump truck around. And we just had that truck, the oil coating put underneath to try to hold it together another year or two, because it's really getting rusty.
Oh, yes.
Cap corners are starting to go and all that. So we'd like to get that in some sort of maintenance schedule or replacement schedule, so it's not on its absolute last leg breaking down every time you plow before to replace it. So that's why we chose
As
that.
Paul so well spoke to what you had asked, the board needs to approve it as the wording of it now, because it was an afterthought to include what Paul just explained for why. So, however we did the last drill, we do the recess quick, have Peg bring up the motion to the board to approve Article 9, warrant 9, and then the committee can go back and vote on it. Because this is different word,
The wording changed, I think.
Oh,
wording change.
okay, well,
That-
I need a motion for the school board to accept the new wording for Article 9, warrant article number 9.
Second?
She asked for a motion.
I need it first.
Oh, I thought you made the motion.
No, I'm asking
I'll
for.
first.
You'll first?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.
That would be Bob Carrier. One of the nice things about the committee is the variety of skills and the quickness that people pick up different details, like Stan and like Bob, who points out that you have to change Article number 2 because there are only 1, 2, 3 of you, not 5.
Well, they voted on, that's right, tonight. Because,
I noticed that too.
Yeah. And
Oh.
also on Article 9 has to be a vote of 3 to 0. Thank you, Bob
I
Carrier.
already made those changes.
So, okay.
They should have called it in.
Then, let me,
I know.
that, is there any other work to be done on the warrant discussion? The wording of Article 9 has been changed, which is a vote of the school district itself. We have finished the warrant discussion. We have finished the review of the budget itself. We have the approval of the December 4th meeting minutes to consider. Is that...
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes with any potential changes.
Motion to, and seconded by Aaron. Are there any corrections, additions that any budget committee member wishes to make? And as we say at
The big one, right? Sure, that was the big one.
okay. As we say it at the local auction houses, going once, going twice. Any changes on the minutes of December 4th? Hearing none. Is there approval of the minutes of December 4th? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I did have a discussion with the clerk. There's an old word called scrivener, which is if you find that you have misspelled a word or the comma is on the wrong side of the word, give the secretary a break and let her make that small scrivener change rather than coming back and explaining where that comma should go. Okay, then.
Wait, can you expand on that? I'm not even understanding what you just told us.
Okay, look at line 5. Approval of December, DECAMBER. Okay? If someone had accidentally typed December, just change the A to an E, and you know, rather than have the entire budget committee come back and redo the typo.
Do you understand, Sean?
Yes, but I mean, luckily now we get these in advance and we're able to send out any corrections, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, that brings us to, I'm sorry my question wasn't clear, I know too many words. Number 6, any other business? Bob Carrier.
I'm sorry, we're going to go with the town warrant articles. Do you have a date for that?
Yeah. It was December, no, I'm sorry. We're in December. We were just looking at it. Yeah, I know, but ours is the same day.
We haven't
The warrant
approved-
articles
We haven't
come here?
approved your warrant.
Oh, the
articles
warrant
yet.
articles. Oh, I apologize. I've been up for many of hours. We are going to do that at our next meeting.
Regular meeting?
January 8th.
I think so. Yep.
And we'll see him when?
January 9th?
No, we gotta set the date right now, because we're gonna start backing up from our hearings and everything back here, so.
Which was what, deliberative session was when?
I initially put it down January 10th. If they got it the 8th, we could get it the 10th. That's a Wednesday.
That's the possible, but
The public hearing for a town is the 16th of January. The school is going to have their public hearing the January 11th. That's a Thursday. But their warrant articles are done.
the school's all done.
Yeah. Except one question. Do we have to, there was always something near about those grants that we had to vote on that? Or has it already been done just now? Usually, we always have to come in early because we had to sign something different.
No, we had to do that last year, Bob, because they didn't have it included and they had to include it.
Okay, that's what it was then, okay, so you already did then? Okay, that's the one I was thinking about. All right,
We did it right before the hearing.
yeah.
We'll check on that.
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Last year, when the numbers came across, it didn't include the federal grants, and it was determined by legal that we had to have them included on the
How's company
ballot.
go, though?
Well, that's what he's thinking of.
Oh,
And we had to run in, right before our public hearing, we had to
Yeah.
take a vote
Yeah.
to approve the new number
yeah.
on the
We're
ballot.
all set with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the next meeting is gonna be the 10th?
Yeah.
We have a
We
school
don't know.
board meeting that night, so,
Oops, you do?
yeah,
The 10th.
second Wednesday.
Well, let me ask you a question. Can we, we're gonna have the public hearing up for the school on the 11th?
Yes.
Yes.
Can't we combine them? Because the public hearing isn't gonna last long.
We tried that once, and that did not work well.
Really?
Yeah, we'll never do that again.
How many warrant articles do you think there's gonna be?
Quite a few.
Because you know what the public's gonna do.
No, it's not that many.
30, 40?
No, God, no. I mean,
24.
No, it's
12?
heard, come on.
9 or less?
Yeah, I'd say it's gotta be under 15. Maybe under 10, I don't,
Okay.
we're working
School board
on,
request to go first.
They go for 6.
In that we got done first. Go for it.
I mean, I still have no, I don't see the problem with combining on the 11th.
I'll tell you what, somebody had to sit down for a long time. We tried this, the town was very long, and the school board had to sit there for quite a while.
We'll take the school first, get that done, and then we'll deal with the town.
That, for a couple of years, Peg,
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're going to be having our public hearing. We've not approved the town's warrant articles. How are we going to do
That has
both
nothing
of
to do with the
those?
school.
Doesn't do
No,
that.
I know, but I'm trying to do the same thing at the same night.
That's what I'm saying. You have your public hearing on the 11th, and we also do the warrant articles for the town the same night.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so we would go first, we would have our public
Well, if
at
you
6
get-
o'clock
We'll
and,
decide on that, who goes first.
the public hearing lasts, like, seriously, 3 minutes.
you already have
Well,
the date.
even if there's an audience, it's an hour.
You choose.
I'm just saying, let's say.
okay.
Every public hearing
I
I've
know,
been in
I
this
agree with you,
town
but-
has lasted
The-
under 5 minutes.
I'm just saying, I think we could get it done.
The public hearing is scheduled for here.
Yes, everything's here.
The, okay, the structure has been the same way you heard me read off the warrant articles and go over the budget, is an opportunity for the public to look at the numbers which have been prepared by the budget committee, by the town, or by the school district, and to make any comment regarding those numbers that they wish. It is not a meeting at which the public has an opportunity to change a number. They have the opportunity to comment on the number and to voice their opinion. Historically, this has been a
Very quick.
a very quick process. We have run into a problem in that, for one reason or another, the warrant articles which require our input have not been available, and we have wound up at meetings at 5:30 in the evening with a 6 o'clock public hearing, making sure we can present them with our recommendation for or recommendation against. I am unhappy. I am not a good drill sergeant. I do not have a really sharp bark. I would have preferred the town, for its boilerplate, to the degree it can be done, to have less crunch time at the end for the budget committee. Didn't happen. So, what's the statement of practical treatment? And that is to try to meet our legal responsibilities, to give the public an opportunity to hear the presentation, and to have the numbers at hand. I don't have a problem, speaking for myself, of having the hearing for both school and town the same night.
Bob, when did you have the public hearing for the town? What date?
January 16th, that's the very last day we can have it.
Right, so that's 5 days after this meeting. I don't think there's an issue.
After this meeting?
After the
No,
meeting we're
after-
talking about,
Yeah.
after the 11th.
Do we have,
So,
Where am I gonna fit it in?
fit what in, Bob?
Well, they're gonna have theirs,
Yeah?
okay? We're gonna have to see it after.
They're having theirs on the 8th.
8th. If
We're
we
gonna
do
see it
the
on the
11th, and then we have the meeting on the 16th, we're
The
covered.
11th, we're gonna be here with the public hearing for the school.
Right, that's gonna last half an hour.
we can, Stan's point is what I'm heading toward. To
Yeah,
try to get
it'll
double
work.
duty out of one meeting. We are having we can have both the public hearing and we can have just a regularly noticed special budget committee meeting, which will follow the completion of the public hearing. So Stan is saying that if we do that, we will have the warrants from the town, we will have the public hearing for the school district, and we can move the public hearing for the town to the 16th, the date I've already forgotten. Does that make sense to the committee?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'll go
Paul?
along with it.
Would it help if we did the public hearing for the school at 5:30? I know if you say these run long for your warrant articles, I mean.
Well, the people already complain about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
okay,
so-
just putting it out there.
Thank you for the thought.
What time did we said
6 o'clock.
6
right?
o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, 6
We'll
o'clock
be
will
all
be
right.
ours, and
The
then...
town's gonna have
So-
4
Okay.
warrant articles.
And then,
Stan's gonna take off the next day, so he doesn't have to get up quite so.
okay. What do we have for the next one? We're gonna have the public hearing for the town on the 16th?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so, the
Snow day will be the 17th, though.
I'm sorry, what?
The snow day will be the 17th.
I'll make it here, I got a snowmobile.
Okay. Let's
I'll
just,
pick you. I got
Let's jump on the back.
I got 2, you can take my other one.
There you go.
let's slow it down for a moment. The structure is on the town will be meeting on the 8th.
Yeah.
The budget committee and the public hearing for the school board is 6 p.m. On the 11th of January, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
With the 12th is a snow day?
With,
Yes.
and 12th is the snow date. So for the minutes, as just a clear statement, the budget committee public hearing for the school board is January 11th at 6 p.m. There will be a noticed budget committee special meeting called for the same time and date. We will bring everything to order. We will have the public hearing, and then we will continue with our budget committee meeting to review the town warrant articles. On the 15th of January at 6 p.m., there will be the public hearing.
16th.
I'm sorry, what did I?
You got that.
16th.
Thank
Six-
you.
For the 16th. Budget committee, public hearing,
The town.
BOS will
Town.
be 6 p.m. the 16th
Is that
at
snow date?
6 p.m. at the town, okay?
And the 17th is the
And the
snow day.
17th is the snow
Snow
day.
day.
17th.
All in this room.
Snow, all in this
All in
room.
here.
Okay?
Okay.
Then, is there anything else for the good of the order? Any comments from members? Comments from the school board? Comments from our public? And don't forget to get your name spelled correctly for the minutes. Then, Stan.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Stan. Peg.
Aye.
No.
Oh, second.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor? And Peg, you want to adjourn
yes?
the school board meeting?
I would like a motion to adjourn the school board
Make a
meeting.
motion during the school board meeting.
Would you get her attention,
Second
please?
During the school board
Second.
meeting.
All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Oh my God, we're crazy. I love it.
On the warrant articles, there's stuff which says.
I don't know how many warrant articles.
Nick?
Oh, yeah, he always does.
Thank you for the fudge.
Well, Dan can write the town administrator. And our lawyer. On our warrant articles. Nick was talking about.
Ray, the second.
I'm just wondering if we even have a
Warrant article on the NIAID. And,
Why not?
yeah, sure.
Oh my God. Okay, that's yours.
Well,
Thank you.
no, actually,
Hey,
that's forage.
you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Sure.
And Neto, wait. Neto, hey. Wait, you know, I'm sorry, I missed Hanukkah. I hope you had a good Hanukkah.
Still going on.
Yeah, tomorrow's the last day.
Yeah, it's still going on.
Okay. Hanukkah. Hey, listen. Happy Kwanzaa.
The other one's the last.
Mother Prophet.
Because I'm from another country, you make a lot of me.
I can't.
Neto. McNeto?
Father was oldest of 13.
Your father was what?
Oldest of 13 children.